Alright, time to start mission 2 in the campaign, hard difficulty, with you know, the goal of getting all objectives done.
Most of the settlements in the lowlands have been alerted. They are mobilizing their fighters and sending everyone else north to the keep. All stockpiles of refined catalyst are being transported to the aperture, and all supplies loaded on the Suma as it prepares for launch.
The Suma? We've only just proven that the aperture device will work. We've no idea where those keyholes will take us. The Suma could end up in the shadow of the Silent Ones.
It may be our only option.
Resources are en route to Rooksbend. We're getting reports of landings in the surrounding farmland. They need a base there. They have no other defenses.
Those models look pretty nice as well. The beta models look pretty well, and you know, like when you do it the second time, you actually notice things, the details, like, you know, their teeth are pretty unique, or you know, the tattoo that the girl has on her neck looks a bit Mayan.
Saruk, I've rerouted more resources to your location. Some of your heavier ordnance should now be available.
Acknowledged, Darlene. We need to find those landers fast. These farms are our main food supply. If we lose them, our people will starve before reaching safety.
Alright, I believe this is a mission where you have to... There is this team achievement of completing it without losing any civilians. I think that's the one. Or isn't? Maybe it's the next one. The one with the Steam achievement, that's gonna be hard. Not losing any civilians, probably gonna take more than one try. I mean, I almost accomplished it the first time I did it. I just built so much army that, you know, it was almost everywhere on the map, but not losing any civilians is hard. I think this is a different one though. We'll see.
Guns ready.
Going for a greedy start. You know, it might be that I would have to replay some of these missions because I do not remember how they go at all. So we will see. In general though, I'm 29 years old now, and just, you know, it does make a difference. You get slower, your wrists hurt. You know, age does matter in computer games. I thought it wouldn't at all when I was younger, but just makes me respect what Whiterra does, you know, a lot more. It's a young man's game, man.
Go ahead. Now that we can build tech attachments, we can upgrade our equipment. This will give us the technical advantage we've been waiting for.
Beginning construction.
Alright.
Yes. Get in.
I still would like to see bonus objectives.
Unit ready. Unit in production. Constructing. Beginning construction.
Ready for orders. Everyone, move. Let's move. Aura,
I'm also hesitant to move around the map because sometimes when you move it triggers some kind of response from the computer player.
let's get going. Right away.
Gonna go for a couple of stalkers.
Commando ready. Everyone, move. Guns ready. Here to assist. Let's move.
Unit ready.
I'm a bit distrusting of the amount of passageways. I'm gonna build a tower.
Enemy contact near the farms. You should clear them out. Aura,
Well,
together.
alright.
Let's get going.
This isn't the type of game like StarCraft where I know a lot of StarCraft players, they frown upon
Group attack order received.
people using static defense, but in this game static defense is very good. It's a good decision. It's in a lot of situations. So
Construction.
Ready.
Wall complete.
yeah, don't be shy. If you have to build, if you feel like you have to build static defense, build static defense.
Unit ready. Unit in production. Unit destroyed.
Make more walls.
Have arrived. Beginning construction. Unit ready. Unit in production. Unit destroyed. Small hub complete. Unit ready. Constructing.
Predator on the route.
The usual rule is to build
Unit ready.
Predators on the hunt.
one extractor for human and beta player can usually support one factory.
Wall
I mean,
complete.
two factories, but
Unit ready.
rule of the thumb is generally to do one less factory that you can support, so you build a lot of bank, well, not a lot of bank, but some bank for an expansion. So if you have two extractors, you probably would want three factories. If you have one extractor, you want to have one factory, and if you have three extractors, you want to have five factories. But of course, this changes depending on which units you produce. So it takes time to learn and come up with perfect mixtures of
Confirming assist.
perfect amount of factories per
Predators on the hunt.
extractor you have possession of.
Formation, we move. Form up. Wolf, let's form up and move.
Unit ready. Unit in production.
Speak. Predators on the hunt.
Unit ready.
So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just gonna build a tower here so I can safely expand here, build another tower here for the same purpose. I guess this is good enough for two, but I'm gonna do what I said I'm gonna do last time, and I'm gonna
Repair.
sequence them. I'm gonna do one expansion, and then I'm gonna do the other expansion, refinery.
Unit in production. Beginning construction. Wall complete.
Aaron, an elder, is requesting help in the east.
Formation, we move. I'll be stalking.
Wall.
These must be the landers. We saw one in Hunter's Valley. It's their power source. There's dense growth around this lander. We can use that to our advantage. On my way. Ready for orders.
The commandos don't do much damage, so putting them on tower is not as effective as putting a predator on tower, but
Form up and move.
Refinery complete.
I'm not putting them there to do damage. The reason I'm putting commandos on towers is because towers have a lot of HP,
Beginning construction.
and
Operation halted. Insufficient funds. Reinforcement.
towers have a lot of HP, and whatever happens here, they will delay enemy attack,
Unit in production.
and
Reporting. Predators on the hunt. Stalker awaiting instruct.
I can move my main force, main attacking force, or main defending force, which because there's two different forces. I can move them around to defend
Operation
any
halted.
position I need defended.
Insufficient funds.
Well, not in this situation, of course.
Ready. Unit in production. Prepare.
Formation, we move. Right behind you.
And as you can see that the artillery units are not an actual counter to towers. They do not do damage to towers.
Ready.
They do damage to tier 1 units mostly. You want to build artillery because it completely destroys any tier 1 that your opponent might have. And for towers there are other units. Goo has distractors, human have lancers,
The first lander.
and
Let's find the others.
Constructing. Beginning construction.
Beta have a unit, which name I do not remember.
Beginning construction.
Q, yeah, W.
Beginning construction.
And this is exploding.
Attack.
This is exploding commandos. Good, useful upgrade. Does AoE damage, and if you play in beta and you want to beat Goo, you need this upgrade. This upgrade is a must-have. It destroys drovers so well, and it actually, I feel, if you just go commandos and nothing else, it also counters mass striders.
Check. Awaiting orders. Let's form up and move. Will assist. Dogger down.
Unit in production.
I'm bleeding.
And Predators on towers are extremely powerful defense. Very hard to break.
Predators go.
And Predators can move and fire. Useful against artillery or against Goo. They have huge range. Anything that chases them, they are good
Unit
against.
in production. Unit ready. Large factory complete.
Loaded and ready.
Unit in production. Beginning construction.
Hailstorm, I think the unit I was talking about, the one that destroys buildings,
Unit.
is called Hailstorm.
Unit ready.
No, it's called
Times look
it's called Avalanche.
We should be safe enough for now.
Hailstorm is the unit that you use against tier 1,
Unit in production.
and Avalanche is the unit you use against buildings. And the same, human howitzers for tier 1, lancers for buildings, and then Goo crescent is for tier 1, and distractors are for anything pretty much. Distractor is very good. You have to get.
Your elevation. Covering you.
Unit destroyed.
Oh, how did that happen?
Constructing. Constructing. Unit in production. Unit ready.
For the keep. Assisting. Group. Move out. Providing support.
Unit destroyed. Unit ready. Unit in production.
Let's coordinate on this one. Going down. Will assist.
Unit under attack.
On my location. Another lander. All units. Check. Group maneuver. Check.
Unit ready.
As you can see, very effective
Production
against the basic units. Howitzer is very effective.
complete. Unit
This game is a game of hard counters. It's not like StarCraft where anything can beat anything if you macro hard enough. This game is hard counter based, but it might seem very uncomfortable to play.
Out that debris with some well-placed shots.
It might seem uncomfortable at first to have such hard counters, but believe me, after a while you get used to it. It doesn't seem all that bad.
Hailstorm ready.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit in production. Unit ready. Operation halted. Insufficient funds.
That's the second one down. One more to go. Check. Artillery unit ready. Let's flatten something. Hailstorm check. Ready for
I assume it's this way.
group maneuver. Check. Scanning area.
Unit ready. Unit
I think that's the last one.
unit under attack. Unit ready. Unit in production. Unit destroyed. Operation halted. Insufficient funds.
Excellent.
Yeah, as you can see, I built way too much in production. I should have expanded more or something like that, but or maybe used less factories for production. But because the game is already pretty much won for me, it doesn't matter. But if you're playing against a real person, you might wanna, whatever hotkey you use for your buildings, just select some and make sure that your production here stays above 0, the resource rate, so there is no bottlenecking of your units, and obviously expand more than I did, because I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, and this to bring +8 instead of +10. Yeah, expanding is key in any multiplayer game, so not really a shocker that's a suggestion.
Operation halted. Insufficient funds. Artillery tech upgrade complete.
Fire on my target. Covering you. Aliska will open.
Unit ready.
Group engage. Check.
Unit ready. Unit in production.
Unit ready for instruct. Group, fire on my target. The area is secure. We need to check in with sensors.
GG.
I had hoped we would have escaped this part of our past.
Are we certain these are the Sonic ones? There's nothing I've seen today that matches what you've told me about.
Their weapons might have changed, but the result is the same. Our people are dying. I've ordered all settlements to evacuate to the Suma.
So yet again, we flew.
The Suma will not leave this planet until we secure more catalyst.
GG. Alright, on to mission 3, I suppose.